Let's go. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Daily Dose with Dylan Davis. I am brought to you by the Painted Lines Network. So if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and like this video on the Painted Lines YouTube channel. You can follow the Painted Lines on Twitter at the Painted Lines. I am with my man, Matt McGinty, today. You can follow him on Twitter at Matt_McGinty. And you can follow myself at DylanJD98 on Twitter. Again, lot to unpack after this weekend in Philadelphia sports. Sorry, guys, I tweeted out a premature tweet with my man Scotty, so there is no Mondays with Scotty this week. It's Tuesdays with Scotty this week. Scotty's unavailable today, so he'll be back with us tomorrow. I was at the Phillies game with him yesterday. It was a lot of fun, so I'm sure we'll talk about that more tomorrow, our experience and all. But, guys, the Phillies are winning the World Series. I think it's evident now. 3 games in. I'm joking, but a lot of positive things to go off of that series for the Phillies as they sweep the Atlanta Braves and start off the season 3-0 in sole possession of first place of the NL East. So let me hear your thoughts on the Phillies opening weekend. Has it changed your view on this team? Why they're more positive? If you were more negative before the season started and you're a little bit more upbeat about them, what you took away from this series? Me and Gint will be giving you our analysis of this sweep over Atlanta. Also, the big fella returns for the Philadelphia 76ers on Saturday night as they beat the Minnesota Timberwolves, and then he gets a rest night off. We all knew that was coming in the back-to-back against the Memphis Grizzlies on Sunday night, and things got pretty ugly to start the second half last night. So we'll be diving into those 2 games. Is the sky falling again? I feel like we do this every week, even though the Sixers are still tied for first place when they missed Embiid for like 12 of their last 14 or 15 games. So we'll be getting into that. And we will also be talking about for a Jewel Pod and David sunflower seeds. Yo,
I don't know if that's talking about Sam Darnold or
yo, I don't know what my man Brock is saying.
That came out of nowhere.
What's good, Brock? He'll be jumping on, doing some work with us later in the week. No, that's about you guys.
No jewels around here, Brock. No jewels around here, bro.
You guys can't shoot. We got to trade you to Seattle. Yeah. Get off
Brock,
my street.
You better hope I don't come to Temple. All the nets will be ruined.
Yeah. And we'll also be getting into the Natty title game tonight, giving our picks. Gonzaga versus Baylor tips off. What time's it tip off? Dude, like 9 something?
9:20.
Yeah, it always tips off. It'll probably tip off like 9:30 or later.
Also,
and then we'll be talking about the Phillies Mets series tonight. The first game starts tonight. Jacob deGrom's on the mound for the New York Mets versus Matt Moore. Gets his first regular season start in the pinstripes for the Phillies tonight. And the Sixers also have a rough stretch ahead of them. So, like I said, a lot to unpack, a lot to get into. Again, let's start with the Sixers. Joel Embiid comes back. They take down the Timberwolves 122-113. We all know Cat dunked on Embiid. We all know Cat had 39 or whatever. We get it. We got it. It was all good. Okay. But the Sixers come away with a big win. A little rust in the beginning for the big fella. I don't think he had like a field goal attempt until like one of his first dunks or whatever. He struggled a little bit, at least early from the free throw stripe. I believe he's 12 of 17 from the line on Saturday night. But nonetheless, what do you have? 24 and 8 in about 28 minutes of play. He got to sit out a lot of the fourth quarter. He came back in with about 2-3 minutes left to, really close the gap, close it out against the Minnesota Timberwolves. So talk to me about that game first and foremost, before we get into the atrocity that was last night. Talk to me about Joel's return, what you saw out there. What was it just rust, how he fit back in with the team? So let me hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably definitely a sense of rust. It was 3 weeks without playing.
Yeah, almost.
I assume it's any human being that's going to happen. But I mean, the major takeaway has to be Tobias Harris, right? 13 of 17 from the field, 32 points. Like, that's just a professional bucket getter is what he's called at this point. I'll tell you what, though. I hate the Utah Jazz. They're probably my least favorite team. But for some reason, those Minnesota Timberwolves are climbing that chart, man. Like, I get it. He dunked on him. It's awesome. But, like, dude, that's the only highlight I saw on Twitter. Only thing I saw.
Did you know they lost the game?
They lost and they have 12 wins this season. And then the caption is Cat bullied Embiid.
He had a hell of a game, but a lot of it came in the second half, I feel like. Because first of all, like, yeah, you're 100% right there. But like, if you paid attention early, he wanted no part of that matchup early. Cat, he was trying to penetrate the lane, and he was just kicking it out because he wanted no issues with the big man down there. But to your point, I want to go off of Tobias Harris for a second, because as good as Joel Embiid, played even through the rust and coming back, Tobias Harris is, I guess the biggest takeaway that I can agree with, because one of the question marks, right, Gint, was, can Tobias sustain this level of play when the MVP of the league, when the guy who really anchors your offense and defense comes back and everything gets run through? Can Tobias Harris maintain this level of play? And it's only one game, but hell yeah. 32 points in 32 minutes. Like you said, and I texted you guys this the other night, I believe. He's just, Doc said it too. Tobias Harris and efficient go hand in hand. He's just so damn efficient. And even last night in the loss to Memphis, dude, like all of his takes are strong as hell. Every single take to the rack. Sometimes if the ball's down low, it gets hit. It gets knocked away and it goes off his leg and out of bounds or whatever. But most of his takes are strong as shit. He finishes around the rim and through contact like crazy. And that mid-range, when he's got the mismatch, when he's got the size advantage, which he identifies and takes advantage of it, it's automatic, dude. It's automatic. Yeah. 3, 4, 5 dribbles, post up, shimmy, turn around, over your head. You're too small, bucket. And like you said, he's a professional bucket getter. I call him a grown man bucket. That's all he is. Now, I see a comment here, and I'm sure a lot of people are feeling this way, and I know it's going to hurt you a little bit, Gint, and I know it's going to hurt my man Brock if he's still watching. Abe says, fellas, I'm starting to get a little frustrated with Ben, man. I don't know what to feel. Gint, talk to me about Ben Simmons, because a lot of things you're seeing are past the All-Star break. Everyone talks about his numbers pre-All-Star break. He made the All-Star game. Now he doesn't care. He just wanted to make the All-Star game. I don't think that's true at all. It's just out there because it's in a lot of people's heads. Talk to me about his struggles, and talk to me about, what you think needs to be fixed with Ben.
So there's a lot to it. One, I think Ben's at his best when Embiid plays, and last night Embiid didn't play. Also, he's on a back-to-back, which you don't want to make that excuse, because it's not an excuse because you're paid to play every night, but it's just a human thing. Also, there's a stigma going on in this fan base that Ben Simmons is a 20-point per night guy, and he needs to get 20 points, and if he doesn't get 20 points, then Ben Simmons needs to be traded. And I was actually talking to Brock earlier today. Like, the guys that were taken second and third in that draft behind Ben Simmons were the guys you would have taken if you wanted someone to score 20 points per game. Like, Brandon Ingram went pick 2, Jaylen Brown went pick 3. Even Jamal Murray went – I'm pretty sure he went the next pick after that. Or it might have been Chris Dunn or somebody. But nonetheless, it's frustrating for everyone, because obviously you've seen aggressive Ben, and we all talk about how, why can't he just do that every single time? But it's just not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Do I think we'll be better if it did? Yeah, but you have to think about the amount of shots that Joel and Tobias are going to get a night. And I'm literally taking this all from the conversation I had with Brock today. If Tobias is taking 15 shots a night and Joel's taking 15 shots a night, that's 30 shots. What do you expect? Another 15 from Ben, and you got 45 shots between 3 people? No, that's what Brooklyn's made out of. You didn't sign Seth Curry and Danny Green to shoot 2 shots a night.
Right.
So naturally, I understand the frustrations, because it's just going to happen. But I'm telling you, I'm keeping the receipts, because I can't stand these people on Twitter. I can't stand the people texting me. I sent you the text the other night. Oh, we can't win with Ben. He's not aggressive enough.
It's bad take.
Yeah. He said we might as well not even play the series.
Right.
Brooklyn lost to Chicago.
Someone that wasn't even watching the game. He just checked the box. He just checked the score last night.
It's just
First of all right, let me just address last night, and I'll come right back to the Ben point, because it's a conversation that we need to have, because it's in a lot of people's minds and people want to talk about it. But the game last night, there's not much to say. It was, not gonna lie, it was pretty embarrassing. Like, I didn't expect that to happen, especially it was almost as if like they played great, they found their mojo without Joel Embiid on the floor. He comes back for one night, he leaves again, and now they look like they did when they went 1-5 with him. It was embarrassing. Didn't expect it. However, they're coming off a 6-game road trip, a West Coast trip, second half of a back-to-back. No Joel Embiid. Come on, guys. Did I expect them to get thumped like that last night? No, I did not. I have a slight issue with the way they lost. But the sky's not falling. Okay, now let's get back to the Ben issue. Look, the nights where my biggest issue with Ben is not the jump shot, not the 3-point shooting. I'll get to you in a second. You're muted, bro. You're muted.
The average is 16 points a game. What kind of comment even is that? Dude?
They're taking a small sample of his struggles. Okay, and now let me say this. So it's not the 3-point shooting. It's not the jump shot. Would it be great? Yeah, it would. It's him finishing around the rim. And I saw a stat earlier, like most of his, a high percentage of his field goal attempts come like 2 to 4 feet from the rim. And he's shooting under 50%, in the 40% range from around the rim. That's the part that like the night he was like 2 of 11 or whatever, like, and 95% of his shots were coming within the restricted area. He's got to finish better around there. There's no question about it. Those are the nights that irk me. They irk you too. But like, to just take that and to think like that's the issue, right? Like, trade him. Like, he's a bust, dude. Someone actually tweeted out that Ben Simmons is more of a bust than Markelle Fultz was, and I literally, my eyes started to bleed. I think Brock said something back to it on Twitter, or no, someone tweeted like, "I found it, guys. I found the dumbest man alive," or like something like that, along the lines of that. So my issue with Ben is how he finishes around the rim, and for a second earlier in the season, I thought he kind of figured it out. Remember when we were talking about like him working with Sam Cassell and like his pace when he gets around the rim, and that extra step he takes to finish around the rim. That's where he has to get back to, right? But oh man, it is really frustrating. Now, will I say? Let me ask you this again: if he continues to play this way, where he's got 5 points, 7 points, 10 points, but on 3 of 12 shooting, right? Will that hinder the Sixers in the postseason? Like, 5 points is unacceptable. Like, that can't happen in the postseason.
Absolutely.
Like that I think that's where a lot of the haters or a lot of the people like get it twisted. No one's like this comment right here. No one's saying 10 points out of Ben Simmons is okay. I didn't say it was great. I didn't say, Ben's fine. Ben wasn't an issue last night. Leave it alone, blah, blah, blah. My point is, it's this right here. They're taking an 11-game struggle, an 11-game slump, like you said, besides one of the games, no Joel Embiid. Okay, you're running them with Mike Scott and Dwight Howard to Mark Henry. If you're watching, we know Mark's thoughts on Dwight Howard and Ben's lineups. Okay, he's struggling right now. I got it. If that's where you guys want to put your energy, go ahead. Wasting your time. Because here's where I'll wrap it up, again.
We're 32-13 healthy, or something like ridiculous. I'm pretty sure.
Hold on. When Joel Embiid went down, where were we thinking the Sixers were going to end up in the standings?
We were saying like 4th, weren't we?
Minimum 3rd.
3rd, yeah.
They had like a game on Brooklyn at the time, and they had 2 or 2.5 on Milwaukee, and Joel was missing double-digit games, right? And so, okay, you're telling me that we didn't have Joel Embiid. Ben Simmons, over the last 11 or 12 games, has been struggling. 7 points, 5 points, 5 points, 10 points, 3, whatever it is. And they're still tied for first place. And everyone still wants to beat a dead horse. He needs to be better. I got it. we're on the same page. 7 points in the playoffs, unacceptable. I don't foresee it happening when the team's fully healthy. And I know everyone doesn't want to hear it. He's battling a knee injury. I'll say it for the people that don't want to make an excuse. I'm not saying that's the reason he had 7 points. But he has a bum knee. No Joel Embiid. He's trying to do too much. Got it. Move on.
Yeah, I think what you really just have to is if he's turning the ball over, if he's not, I don't want to say that because he plays hard every night and he gives everything, probably has every night, but those are the things I feel like you need to nitpick with him. It's specifically just him, but and he has struggled with turning the ball over. That's a fact. We all can't deny that, but just use this lazy narrative of he can't score. Why? It's just, I'm so done with it. It's like the Carson Wentz thing, dude. Obviously, I want him here. He's my favorite player in the NBA, but it's getting to the point where it's move him. If you move him and let him go shine somewhere, and we can all just sit about how wrong we are.
You want to know my biggest issue with it all? Is it doesn't even have to come in a loss. Last night's game was a loss. I got that. But other nights where he struggles and they're winning, people still have something to say, dude. It's on it's they just want to complain about him because they don't like him. And we had Paul Hudrick on the show last Wednesday, right? And he made a great point, and it was Twitter is full of anti-Ben Simmons, can't stand him, get him out of here, going to complain no matter what. Ben Simmons stands, he can't do anything wrong, he doesn't need to do this, he doesn't need to do that. When he does, when he's not playing well, the haters come out. When he's playing well, the stands come out. People are going to be like, no, you're not in the middle. I'm in the middle. I don't know what needs to get through into this year and into this year for a lot of people again, but did I or did I not just say 5 points is unacceptable? Yeah. 7 points cannot happen in the playoffs, especially not 5-7 points with 4, 5, 6, 7 turnovers. Okay. Got it. Same page. Pump the brakes on the Ben slander because you got receipts. I got receipts.
I got a folder.
Brock's got receipts.
It's called the penitentiary. If I see any of these people at the parade, if we win the thing, I'm calling them out.
They're all going to be in Ben jerseys too.
They're not allowed. Yeah. They're not
Keyword. Yup. In the playoffs. And maybe he won't show up in the playoffs. And if that happens, we'll have a conversation. We will have a different conversation. I'll have a different tone if this is the Ben Simmons that shows up in the playoffs. But you want to get on him? You and me both, dude. I want to see Ben be great too. And I'm telling you, you're watching me say it to you. That performance is not going to cut it in the playoffs. It is unacceptable. They're missing Joel Embiid. They're still tied for first place without Joel Embiid over this poor stretch from Ben Simmons. And to Gint's first point, he's never been a 20-point scorer. He is a career 16 to 17 point scorer, 8 and some rebounds, 8 and some assists per night. And he's locked down on defense. Would I love Ben to get 2 more buckets a game and be at that 20-point mark? Yeah. But that's never been who he is. So I don't know. And he's not even, he's in a slump. He's in a slump. If it continues week from now, 2 weeks from now, he's still putting up 5 and 7. Yeah, I'll change my tone and we'll have a different conversation. My main beef with all this is the fact that they've maintained to stay in the first place contention throughout his slump and Joel Embiid's injury. He's not slumping. Put it this way. If Joel Embiid missed all that time again and Ben was playing like this and the Sixers dropped to the 3 seed, would you and I have a different tone?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I know so. Yeah. But they didn't.
No. Still so in first place.
Let's just see if the guy can turn it around. Yeah. Let's see how he plays against Boston on Tuesday with the big fella, okay? Because that's another thing that people have to get straight. Okay? It only works with both of them. And I know people aren't going to believe me. A lot of people, there's a commenter here that I know, he would probably rather see George Hill. But shouldn't? Yeah, it does go to Tobias Harris. My point is they're winning though. Yeah, I didn't say that it goes to Ben Simmons. I'm just saying it's not like they lost because of Ben's underperforming. And again, to wrap this up, to wrap this little Ben Simmons segment up, it only works with the both of them. And you can argue with me till you're blue in the face that a healthy Joel Embiid and an actual point guard that'll shoot the ball can win a championship. You're wrong. If Joel Embiid's off the floor, all of this means nothing because they're not winning a championship. If Ben Simmons is off the floor, it all means nothing because they're not winning the championship. You can argue with me till you're blue in the face. If you think that Shake Milton or George Hill could step in right now and with a healthy Joel Embiid, they could win a championship. Doesn't work that way. It takes both of them. Got it? Good? Capiche? Kabosh? We good?
Yeah, all good. I agree with everything you said.
All right, everybody. Relax. Well, we're going to get back to the Sixers. We're kind of going to flip back and forth today again with the Sixers and the Phillies. Let's get back to a more positive note, and that is the team that plays tonight in the pinstripes at Citizens Bank Park. The Philadelphia Phillies open up the year with a sweep of the team that was one game away. Again.
Yeah, keep going. The pinstripes, dude. The pinstripes.
All right. Let's get into the Phillies opening weekend against the Braves. Again, my first question to you: was this sweep even a thought in the back of your mind? Like, did you going into the season? Was it even a thought?
I don't think
that they can sweep. They had the ability to sweep the Braves on opening weekend.
You like to be optimistic, right? But I mean, in the back of our heads, I don't think you saw a sweep in the first 3 games of the year, right?
Hell no.
Especially against the Braves.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see a series win. I saw more of a 1-2 kind of note.
Yeah.
But look, man, it's to a credit of a lot of things. And I'll tell one of the biggest surprises for me and biggest takeaways I have of this series as we get to break it down is that it didn't come on the backs of this lineup. It didn't. The Phillies scored 9 runs in a 3-game series against the Braves. Bryce Hart, no one who hit Andrew Knapp was the lone home run hitter.
Andrew Knapp, dude.
Yeah. Dude, I was dogging him to Scotty before the game started.
Dude, the craziest thing, so Thursday, opening day, talking to my dad, I'm like, I'm not really feeling Gene Segura, yada, yada, yada. Walk off. It's a walk-off single.
Jimmy Sig,
dude. We're together for Easter yesterday. I'm like, Dad, I hate Andrew Knapp. I can't stand when he's in the lineup. What do you know? The dude goes yard. I was like, what is going on here? Everyone I talk crap about ended up playing well.
Yeah, let's go. Everyone get more excited. The Phillies, look, it's one series. We're not going to over-examine it and get what would you say?
I said they're winning the World Series.
I don't want to get too excited, but I'll ask you guys this. You guys can send me your comment, your thoughts and your answers here. Does this change your opinion? And I'll ask you this first, Gin. Does this change like your outlook on the Phillies? Like, it's only 3 games. It's only 1 series. But does it make you feel more optimistic than you were coming in?
Probably a little bit more optimistic with how the bullpen has looked. You don't want to jump, like you said, small sample size, 3 games, but a little bit of optimism. What was that stat? It was like
I got it for you. Hold on.
Yeah, please. I forget what it was. It was something ridiculous.
Wait, is it the Phillies have now won 2 games when their starting pitcher left with a tie, and they only won 1 last year?
All last year. Yeah, I mean, that's – so, yeah, obviously a sense – sorry.
I can't – or more people – yeah, it's messed up for me. It says new comments, and I'm clicking it, but I can't get down to them. So I'm sorry if I'm missing your comment.
Mark comment, Dive said, Mark, what are your thoughts on the White House? But yeah, I mean, dude, the bullpen did its job. I mean, Hector Neris tried to give us all a heart attack yesterday, but wouldn't be him without that, right? And then obviously, go ahead.
The guy above us, a couple rows above us, when Hector walked the first batter, and then he was struggling before he walked the second batter. He was struggling. Dude yells, "It's 2021, Hector! Stop, knock this shit off." We've been doing this for 3 years.
I mean, dude, and then obviously your 3 starters, Nola, Zach Wheeler is the greatest pitcher to ever play baseball, and Zach Eflin. So, I mean, dude, Zach Wheeler had, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, just outstanding. I mean, all in all. And like you said, they didn't rely on 7 runs, 6 runs. It was done on defense, which we didn't see last year at all, especially with the atrocity of what we called a bullpen last year.
Yeah. So a few things just to go off of what you said. Defense, making some incredible plays that you just didn't see. Alec Boehm on opening day with that 22-foot leap, it felt like. Snagging the ball out of the air. Didi Gregorius has made about 3 catches in the opening weekend that I was like, holy shit.
The one he got yesterday was really nice. I know the one the day before that was even better, but the one he got yesterday was really nice. The
one on opening day when he was like, he can track a ball better than Jalen Reagor can. I'll tell you that right now. Okay. And then Gene Segura yesterday with that snag at second base, and then they doubled up after the pitcher. Anderson doubles. He opens the inning with a double. Was it Acuna then, or I forget who was up net? Yeah, I think it was Acuna.
Acuna. Comes up, he crushed that thing.
Yeah, dude. Gene took his glove off and started shaking his hand. Doubles him up. That was a huge play. So the defense has been great through 3 games, right? So let's hope that can stay on track. And we're not even talking about what saved the day on opening day in extra innings. Roman Quinn with a 2 bouncer, JT Realmuto, the best catcher in baseball, performs like the best catcher in baseball, and blocks the plate, leads him to the ball, where his body takes him into the ball and tags up Albies. Not sure what Ozzy Albies was doing on that play.
Dude,
why he stuttered, why he took a second and hesitated coming down the third baseline was beyond me. But so defense has been phenomenal. Bullpen. Obviously, that is everyone's main takeaway. The bullpen pitched 7 1/3 innings on opening weekend, 0 runs allowed, 1 hit, 3 walks, 11 strikeouts for the bullpen, which consisted of Hector Neris in all 3 games. Archie Bradley has looked good. He only got an out on opening day. Don't believe he pitched on Zach Wheeler's day on Saturday. And then, or no, did he pitch? Yeah.
He didn't pitch yesterday.
Yeah, so he pitched Saturday as well. Alvarado gave us a scare on opening day. Loaded those bitches up.
Yo, he lost 50 pounds for the season.
I have no idea, but if he did, that is incredible.
Dude, because he's still he's like Bill. He's a little bigger, but rightfully so. He puts a lot behind his ball, but
a lot. He throws about 100-mile-an-hour sinker.
I know.
I think it was Corey Seidman tweeted yesterday that Alvarado threw 7 sinkers or whatever. Yeah. Not a single sinker was under 98 miles an hour, 97 miles an hour.
It's wild, dude.
Okay. Neris gave us a scare yesterday, but his looks solid. Okay. Let me tell you where my attention goes through the first series and why, it also gets to the bullpen last year. Now, look, the bullpen just didn't have enough guys last year. They weren't good enough overall. Historically bad, we know that. But what helps your bullpen, Gint? When they don't have to enter the game in the 4th inning, in the 5th inning, to start the 6th inning. You know what I mean? So it's a less strain on your bullpen, less middle relievers out there who aren't good enough, right? So what happens opening weekend? Something that we hardly saw last year. Opening day, Aaron Nola, 6 2/3 pitched. Zach Wheeler, 7 innings pitched. Yesterday, to wrap up the sweep, Zach Eflin, 7 innings pitched. That is ginormous going forward for those bullpen. And you can't expect that out. You can't expect the starting staff to go 7 strong every day. But it is damn nice to have. And one thing I just didn't expect, dude, they held the Braves to 12 hits and 3 runs in the entire series. One of the most explosive lineups in the MLB last year, in the playoffs last year.
It was off 2 home runs too, wasn't it?
Yeah, Darno hit a solo shot yesterday,
Sandoval.
and Sandoval 2-run pinch hit home run on opening day to tie it up. So yeah, it was off of 2, mistakes basically. That was it. So they didn't make a lot of mistakes. I didn't expect it at all, but just game 1, you got the Gene Segura walk off. Game 2, Zach Wheeler does it all. 7 innings pitched, 1 hit, 10 Ks. The bullpen didn't allow a hit either, so the Braves literally got shut out and had 1 hit in the second game. And then you got game 3 to wrap up the sweep. Alec Boehm continues to hit well with runners in scoring position. Drives home
440.
Drives home the game-winning run. Knapp hit an absolute missile almost into the upper deck yesterday. And, 7 scoreless from Zach Eflin always helps. So
no, he let up a run.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
He let up the home run.
The home run to Darno, yeah. But all in all, thoughts on that, Gin? How important is not just the bullpen performing well and not blowing leads, but how important is it for the starting 5 to set the bullpen up in good shape?
Yeah, absolutely. When you can pitch 7 innings, you only have to rely on 2 arms a night. It's pretty important. It's not like when you had Vinny V and Jake Arrieta in the rotation, and by the 4th inning, they're at 71 pitches, and they have to pull them after that. So, I mean, it's definitely –
You know what I said to Scotty yesterday?
What?
I thought for sure. So there were 2 things I was worried about. I was so excited to get down to the game, and I could be at the game. It was exciting as hell, so I'm glad. But going into it, I'm like, man, I could be at they've shut down this Braves lineup the first 2 games. Eflin, he's scary. I know a lot of people are hype on him this year. He scares me a little bit. I got to see it to believe it, right? I'm like, this Braves lineup could eat us today. Okay, that doesn't happen. I trash Andrew Knapp. He hits a missile on his first at-bat. And you know what I was waiting for, just icing on the cake before the game started in my mind? I'm like, dude, if Eflin gets raked, Vince Velasquez is going to come into this game, isn't he?
In the 4th inning.
Vince Velasquez is going to have to throw 2 to 3 innings in this game, isn't he? And I'm going to leave early and beat the traffic. But hey, none of that happened. It was all good, and the Phillies sweep the Braves. Again, I'm so sorry. Are people commenting or no?
Mark's still talking about Dwight Howard, but Abe brought up Real Muta. Marky Mark brought up some stats about the relievers.
All right, you can read them if you want, guys. So the last comment I have is Dibe saying, "Is he also watching Infinity War?" And it says new comments, and I'm clicking it, and it won't go down, so I can't see any of the new comments.
Yeah, no, you're all right. I'll keep you updated.
All right, all good to go. So some negatives on the opening weekend though.
You look pissed about something. What could possibly be?
One thing that me and Mark Henry agree on. I don't want to watch Roman Quinn play baseball anymore. I gave you your little props for your 2 bouncer from about 200 feet out to keep the game tied in extra innings on opening day. Some people love the throw. Some people were saying that was a shitty throw. He's 200 feet away.
I had my Braves fans on my timeline.
Right. It was a nice throw. You saved the game. There's your props. That man, I don't even know where to go with it, dude. All that speed is useless if you can't get on the damn base paths. You know how he got on one time, Gint, if I'm correct, on opening weekend?
It was an infield single?
No. He got hit.
Yeah.
He got hit on the foot, I'm pretty sure. That got him on base, okay? That's how he got on the base paths. It's useless if he can't. And then, was it yesterday? It was yesterday. I'm pretty sure I was at it was the game I was at when he pinch hit and bases were loaded. Oh, yeah. Bases loaded, full count, I'm pretty sure. 2-2 count minimum.
Yeah.
High heat. See ya. Sit down, Roman. Grab some pine,
He
buddy.
struck out 4 times this year already.
What?
He has 4 strikeouts this year.
You're not helping my anger here, kid.
letting you know.
You're not helping.
Marky Mark said Quinn wastes all that speed when you walking back to the dugout.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Run your ass back to the bench real quick, bud. We got another batter to get up to home plate. Okay.
So you're in on Adam Hazley, is that what you're saying?
No, but I'll take Hazley over Roman Quinn.
So what? Who do you want to be the center fielder?
I need Dombrowski to make a move at some point over the course of the season. Unless Hazley can. You thought I was going to say Mickey Moniak? Because I wasn't.
I thought you were going to say the other one, but he's not. They don't even have him around anymore, do they?
Scotty Jetpacks?
No, Double.
Oh. So I did ask Scotty that yesterday. I asked him, if the center fielders continue to like underperform, do you think that like they give Odubel or you don't want that PR issue? That's why I was because here's the thing. I was surprised they invited Odubel to camp because it's like if he plays out of his mind and he forces your hand from a baseball standpoint to make the roster and even start in center field, that's like a bad look in many, many, many people's eyes. It's a PR nightmare, right? He had a couple nice home runs, a couple big bat flips, but he didn't do enough in spring training to win.
He only batted .240.
Yeah, but my point is, from a baseball perspective, if Quinn continues to play like dog shit, if Hazley is batting .235, .240, not hitting, not going, not using any of that power that some people thinks he has, I wonder if they give him a call and bring him up and see. It's a rough look, but from a baseball point, what do you do?
Who do you think they'd give a shot first, him or Moniak?
I'd give Moniak the shot first because I think I didn't look at his ending numbers in spring training, but he had a nice spring. At least he showed flashes of a nice spring that I can remember.
Yeah, I just remember everyone was so set on not so set, but they were talking about how Double had such a good spring. I looked at he only batted
in a horrible spring. It's because you know what it was. It was the games that they were televised. He played well. But yeah, I think he batted 238 or 241 or something like that in the spring. So I mean that's do you think they give Jetpacks a ring before they do Odubel?
I mean, I assume, but they'll play him in six different spots.
No, I'm talking strictly center field.
Maybe. He's like the Jabril Peppers of the MLB.
Yeah, except he got all caught up in launch angle and
trajectory angle.
Yeah, he completely forgot how to swing a bat. But hell, dude, I'll take Matt Joyce at this point if they continue to play that way. What other anything else you want to get to about opening day again? And then we got about 20 or so minutes left. If we want, we can talk this Mets series, tonight's game against the Mets, give our predictions and all. National championship at the end of the show, we'll give away our national championship picks and talk about Jalen Suggs. Dude, what's going on? I can't see the comments.
No, just everyone said Moniak basically who they pick. And then Dive said just finished Infinity War. Dives, no one's watching Infinity War. I don't even know what that is. I'm going to be honest with you.
What did you just say?
I don't know what the Avengers is. Because I was with my buddy at work and I was like, "What's Infinity War?" And he was like, "It's the Avengers." I was like, "What is that?"
You work in the golf section, right?
I'm kind of all over the place, but there too.
I would have taken a 9-iron right to your skull. I don't know what the Avengers are.
I mean, I think I know. Is the Hulk in that?
Yes.
Yeah. So I can
some
see.
Others. Come on, name some others.
That's all I can.
No, you can name more.
Is Spider-Man in it?
Yep.
All right, I know Spider-Man, but
think superheroes. Name some superheroes. I can't wait to see some of these guesses.
Captain America.
Yep.
Is Superman?
No, it's a different universe, buddy.
Different universe.
DC. I'm waiting for you to say Batman.
I wasn't gonna say Batman. I know that that's not it. That's all I got for you, dude.
Iron Man. You don't know Iron Man?
I mean, I know what Iron Man is.
Thor?
What about Deadpool?
Oh my god! You have to tell me what Dive says about that. I can't see the comments. Oh my God, he just asked me about Deadpool. Okay. Try to reel it in here.
Yeah, you got sidetracked there, huh?
Yeah. No, it's fun to have a little side discussion.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about again from opening weekend that stuck out to you?
I mean, let's just again. I'm going to reiterate it. You didn't have to win off 7, 6, 7 runs. You know what I mean? It was a sweep off of 2 runs yesterday. What was it?
4.
3 runs, 4 runs
Yeah.
Saturday, and opening day was 2,
3.
So I mean, dude, that was the opposite of what a lot of us envisioned coming into this season, right? We didn't know what this bullpen was. It was a huge question mark. We didn't know what Zach Eflin was. I think we all kind of thought that Nolan Wheeler would be what they were.
Yeah, except I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
I did not expect that out of Zach Wheeler. And I'm not even talking about I'm not even talking about with the bat.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about in the batter's box. I'm talking, dude. He was dominant, and from the first inning, he was pumping 99 to 100 up in the zone. They weren't touching it, dude. They had 1 single in the entire game. That line, dude, you know how hard that is to keep that lineup to 1 hit? It's out of this world. And then he just comes up and rakes in the batter's box.
Dude, his double was he stroked that thing.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into tonight's game and give our little predictions for this series. And, since we do this just about every day throughout the week, we can kind of talk about the games and what's going on. So we don't have to look at the series as a whole, but let's look at tonight's game. So the Nationals and Mets delay their opening series because the Nats had a COVID-19 issue. So now, of course, we get the Mets in their first series, and we get Jacob deGrom against our 4th starter, Matt Moore, who is making his first MLB appearance in 2 years or something. He was over in Japan last year, threw a ton of innings. But again, I'm not asking you to know too much about Matt Moore, but what do you expect out of the 4th starter from the Phillies tonight? Like, what's a good night to you from Matt Moore? So, like 5 is 5. Like,
just tell me if I'm wrong here. So Matt Moore was like not very good in the majors, and then he went over to Japan and had like a pretty good year, right?
Yeah, he threw it. Yeah, I think he had like just over a 3 ERA, threw a ton of innings in Japan. I'll look it up. So hold on.
I know I try to do as much research on as I can, but I mean, you just have to look at this from perspective of you're 3-0. Now you're going up against one of the MLB's best. So if Matt Moore can get you 5 innings, I think you have to kind of take that as a win, especially because your bullpen hasn't pitched a ton. So like they should be relatively fresh, but we'll see. I'm very pessimistic about tonight.
It's not what I like to hear. Well, okay, so he has.
That's not what I like to hear.
Listen, these numbers aren't really helping his cause.
It was like a 4.5 ERA, right?
He's got a career 4.51 ERA. His WHIP is atrocious as well. He's got a 1.4 WHIP. Walks, hits, innings pitched. He's career 54 and 56. So he's right around a 500 pitcher in 181 career starts. Yeah, his Japan numbers aren't up here, obviously, but actually, sorry guys.
So you're back on my team that tonight might not be very, very pretty.
No, I'm not, because I'm betting the Phillies because they're like a plus 180 tonight, and that's disrespectful to the NL East leaders. You're damn right. I just mentioned the NL East leaders. He was an all-star?
Matt Moore?
What year was Matt Moore an all-star?
So, 04.
I got a one-time all-star, bro. This is giving me nothing.
He was an all-star in 2010.
Yeah, that's right.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, I don't know, but 11 years ago is it's a long way from home.
Oh no, 2013. Sorry, 2013.
8 years doesn't make me feel a lot better about it. Oh my god! I don't know if this is just an abbreviation, but like before I click on Baseball Reference, it's got like it says like career, gives all his stats, blah blah. Born in Florida, 1989, comma, and then I got Matty Mo. I don't know if that's a nickname, but that's what I'm rolling with from now on since I just seen that. Matty Mo is on the mound tonight for the
How do
Phillies.
you know?
So comment your thoughts. So Ginn thinks it's going to be rough. Okay, let me ask you this on the case of Matt Moore. What's it going to take out of him for the Phillies to be successful tonight? Like innings wise, what's a realistic?
I don't think it's predicated around him very much.
No, you think it's DeGrom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like you have to think.
Does it take anything into the fact that their season got delayed? This is his first start. They're delayed. It's not like he's been pitching spring training still. Like, is there any?
I was going to say that's definitely. I think that's advantage for Matt Moore. These guys haven't seen live.
Yeah, like, and I mean Philly.
Yet.
Oh, okay. You don't think it's an advantage in DeGrom's case with the Phillies lineup?
It could be. I mean, I think Jacob DeGrom is so good to the point where it's like.
I feel you.
The Phillies haven't seen anything like Jacob DeGrom this season yet, at least. So, like, yeah, Matt Moore could give up 3 runs. It's probably a decent start, right? 3 runs in 6 innings, and you'd be like, oh. Yeah. But, like, if the Phillies score 0 and have 1 hit through 7.
It's a rough night.
What do you want us to do?
So that's where you're leaning?
I'm sorry.
You're going to fight his loss?
I think so.
You can find you and Vegas are clumped together right here, disrespecting the NL East leaders. It is hard to imagine they start off 4-0.
Yeah.
I said this to you before the show, and we're not going to break down this entire series because we'll be able to do it every day leading into the games. But one thing that is big, I'd be okay if the Phillies even lose the series. Just don't get swept. If the Phillies go 1-2 in this series, you start off the year 4-2 against the Braves and the Mets, and it's a pretty nice start to the series. And then you get Atlanta again, and then the Mets again. So you're going to get very familiar with these two clubs in the first couple weeks of this season. But as far as tonight goes, I disagree. I think the Phils drop tomorrow night's game, I think they take the first one of the series. It's not because of Matt Moore. I think as good as Jacob DeGrom is, I think this lineup, like you said, through the first 3 games, hasn't been overly impressive. They've had a decent amount of base runners, but they haven't, they're averaging 3 runs per game. I think the Phillies can at least knock 5 across the board. Here's the key for everyone out there. Make DeGrom work early. I know that's easier said than done, but if you can make Jacob DeGrom work early, have that pitch count skyrocket up through the first 3 to 4 innings, and then if you can get him out of there if you can get to their pen in the 6th inning, you have a chance to beat this Mets ball club tonight. You also can't be down 8-0 because of Matt Moore. So there's a lot that goes into this one.
Yeah, Marky Mark said Dylan positive on the Phillies getting swept.
Oh man. Phils ain't getting swept. Talking about the World Series champs. Dude. Look, I know this has been a Sixers show. I know the Painted Lines following is highly, highly basketball and Sixers centered. But get ready, because the pinstripes are back, baby. And this is going to be an everyday topic. So hope you guys enjoy the Phillies conversations. I'm going W tonight. Gint going loss tonight. But for the sake of positivity, Gint, give me a player of the game if the Phillies are to be successful tonight.
Didi Gregorius.
Wow.
Or Bryce Harper. Someone's got to hit a home run and not name Andrew Knapp. So,
I'm gonna go Rhys Hoskins. There's a little.
Dude, me and my uncle. Oh, a quick story. Me and my uncle were talking yesterday. He's like, "Yeah, the thing with this lineup is we can't have a Rhys Hoskins slump." He's like, "Those things aren't weekly; they're monthly."
Yeah, it's true. But Rhys has had his struggles in the first 3 games, but he's also shown glimpses of like that ball with 2 outs that he drove into left field on Saturday, I believe. Like if Rhys can get back to that and just putting the ball in play and just getting on base, then that's where I'm at. And there's also something with Rhys in the Mets. There's been something going on for a few years now, recent the Mets, and look
Dude,
for
it took
him.
42 seconds to get around the bases.
Yeah, look for him to put one over the left field wall tonight. That's where I'm going. But like you said, someone's got to put one over the fence, not name the backup catcher. Okay, so whether that's Big Boy Bryce, Kutch, Reese, JT, Didi, whoever it is, one of yous do it. Watch, it'll be Roman Quinn or Adam Hazley tonight, since I just dogged them for 20 minutes. But that's where I'm going. I'm saying Phil's win. Gint's got a loss tonight. 4-0 would be a beautiful, beautiful start to a marathon of a season. Gint, before we wrap up today's show with some Sixers talk, let's get into our national championship picks. So those of you that follow the sports world, highly doubt you missed Jalen Suggs' game winner over the UCLA Bruins on, was that Saturday night?
Yeah, you couldn't have missed it. If you missed it,
shame on you. Missed it. You blacked out. You don't even remember.
Well, I still saw it. I remembered it. Like,
yeah, right. Yeah, I woke up. Am I dreaming? Did I dream this?
So wait, that really happened?
And that was after after Baylor handled Houston in the Final Four. So let's just talk about this game for a quick second. Who do you like tonight? And we mentioned this pre-show, and give me your thoughts, and you guys can comment along with us. Did Gonzaga did that game against UCLA show you that Gonzaga is beatable? Or was that like the chance to knock the Zags out of the tournament? UCLA shot the best shot that any fight can give them, and Gonzaga is just going to roll Baylor, because Baylor, they finally found their 3-ball against Houston. They're a very good defensive team. They got a lot of guys that can score, and I'll tell you what, I rock with the dude with the mullet. Okay, I'm not a big mullet guy. I rock with dude. He's got some game.
I hate him, dude. I absolutely hate him. No, yeah. So, me and you talked before, and we were talking about how was that the shot to, like, that was your chance to beat Gonzaga. They're undefeated. This time, I mean, dude, these two teams have been the best two teams in the country all year, and Davion Mitchell looks unbelievable. Well, he looked unbelievable against Houston, I should say, through stretches, and the whole tournament he's looked good too. I do think Gonzaga is going to win. Basically, because what Abe just said. They haven't given me a reason.
So fill me in.
They haven't given me a reason not to bet against them. You know what I mean? If Baylor can turn them over, but the thing is, Gonzaga doesn't turn the ball over. And all I'm hearing is, dude, Gonzaga doesn't play anyone. It's not true. It used to be a thing. It's not a thing anymore. So I'm going to take Gonzaga tonight. I think they're going to win anywhere from like 8 to 10, 8 to 12. But I'm going to say I really think Baylor has a shot to win. Like, no duh, but it's going to be a really good one. This is like we did the pre-show. We were on the show and the bracket came out.
Your tweet wrapped it up perfectly last night. Or Saturday night.
Like, I was trying to sit there and say, oh yeah, Illinois, Oklahoma State have a real shot together. But like, dude, these two teams since November have been the best two teams in the country.
Yeah, we tried to overthink it, and just in the end, it's the two best teams in the country. I agree. I'm going to go with the latter of the two options I gave you, and I think that was the best fight that any team in the country could give Gonzaga the other night, and that was the shot. And they took it on the chin, and with 3.3 seconds left, Jalen Suggs gets the ball in his hands, and not sure how the hell he put the touch on the ball from 35 feet out to bank it in, but he did, and I think that's all she wrote. I agree with you. Like I said, both teams are extremely deep, so it's Gonzaga probably has 8 dudes that can play in the NBA. Baylor is also a very deep team. Baylor is very good defensively. Now, do they I haven't watched a lot of Baylor outside the tournament. Do you think they have the bigs to match up with Timmy and the bodies that Gonzaga can throw at you?
Yeah, in a sense. But the way Baylor beats you is they just suffocate you and make you get into live ball. We saw it against when they played Villanova. Yeah. Like, they turned on like a Ben Simmons and Matisse Thybulle type gear, whereas like we couldn't even make a pass.
Yeah, they flipped the switch.
Pluck, score, yeah. Which kind of happened with Houston. So, like, Gonzaga has controlled the pace of probably I haven't watched every single game they played, but they control pace of games. So if they're able to slow the game down, not get into a track match with Baylor, because you're never going to win like that.
Right.
So
I see you grinning, and I'm sorry, guys. I still can't read your comments. I don't know what's going on today.
Marky Mark said Suggs made shot like Gint practice.
Guess he's saying you make those shots in practice, Gant.
I don't practice, coach. But
all right, we got a little less than 5 minutes left, so let's get back to the Sixers really quickly before we wrap up today's show. I have a question for my man Mark Henry. Do you like Dwight Howard?
No, yeah,
so I mentioned this to you before again because you didn't realize it before the show started. So we all know that the Sixers just had a long road stand, a long West Coast trip, and as I've been saying, as poorly as Ben Simmons played and no Joel Embiid, they still are tied for first place with the Brooklyn Nets through 50 games. They're 34-16. With still a chance to maintain first place. However, they're not getting any favors with this upcoming schedule. I know the big fella's back, and that's huge. But they go 6 on the road. They come home for 2, which they give us a back-to-back over the weekend. And now we get to go on the road for 4 more at Boston, at Pelicans, at Thunder, at Mavericks. And then we get to come home. Brooklyn, Clippers, Warriors, Suns. We play the Suns on a Wednesday. We get to travel to Milwaukee on Thursday and play the Bucks in a back-to-back. And then we play the Bucks again on Saturday. Holy shit.
We're getting hit with it, dude.
Are you now? Joel Embiid is back. George Hill should, be dressed soon, I would imagine. Just let's take the 4-game road trip, right? I just read you all those teams. Are you at all scared that this could be the hit that where like they weathered the storm without Embiid, but this schedule is just so brutal they could fall to the 3 seed?
It's a possibility, right? It's a lot of games in a row you can lose, but
yeah,
for right now, I'm not. If we're healthy on any given night,
we can beat
anybody. Scared. Sure. Like we can beat every team in the NBA. I forget what our record is in healthy. I'm pretty sure it was like 32 and something or 33 and something when we're healthy. Or no, I guess that would be all of our wins, wouldn't it? But that's for here nor there. But yeah, I'm not scared. Like I said, is it a possibility that we lose a couple in a row and Brooklyn keeps winning and Milwaukee gets a couple in a row? I mean, dude, the first half of our schedule was light.
Yeah,
we knew this was coming in the second half of the season. Now, do I think we're a phony 1 seed because of it? No. We've survived losses without our best player. I mean, we've gotten wins without our best player. So, no, I'm not scared, but it is a possibility that we could lose a couple.
All right, let's just look, and we'll be breaking these down every game starting with tomorrow night at Boston on tomorrow's show, but let's look at the 4 road games. Boston, Pelicans, Thunder, Mavericks. What do you project they finish these 4 games with? And what is – and that's – okay. I agree.
Yeah. They might be
4-0. I think they're going to –
The Thunder are a win. The Pelicans, I think, are a win as well. They stink.
I think we beat Boston.
Yeah. I'll say 3-1. You're going to drop 1 in there somewhere. It'll probably be the Thunder.
I think they're 3-1. Is 2-2 acceptable in your opinion?
No.
No?
No, we're talking about this road trip coming up. Everyone's healthy. We don't know when George Hill is supposed to join the team, but
soon, I would imagine.
Soon, right? So hopefully you can get him eventually. But
yeah. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of the Daily Dose with Dylan Davis. Thank you guys so much for watching and commenting, although I couldn't get to your comments because I don't know what's going on with my setup right now, but it should be good to go tomorrow. Normally, it's Mondays with Scotty. Scotty had some things to get to today, but he will be joining us tomorrow for Tuesdays with Scotty this week as we will be discussing the Sixers and the Celtics matchup. I don't know if you're laughing at what I said or a comment that I can't see.
Sixers Wired commented yo like a minute ago. Just commented bye.
Sorry, man. I can't see the
4 o'clock. Sixers Wired, 4 o'clock.
So join us back tomorrow at 4 o'clock with me, Gint, and Scotty, wherever you're streaming us right now on TPL's YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter. We'll be getting into the Sixers Celtics matchup. We'll be reviewing tonight's Phillies Mets matchup and also discussing the Phillies and Mets matchup tomorrow and probably some national championship talk. So again, a lot to unpack tomorrow. For myself, you can follow me on Twitter at DylanJD98. For Gint, you can follow him at Matt_McGinty. Thanks everyone so much and have a nice night.